won't be able to do it.
Must be the greatest heavyweight champion of the world.
This is the main event.
Hi everybody, I'm Al Bernstein and welcome to Big Fights Boxing Hour. On this show, we're taking a look at the great fights of the early 20s. For the first 2 decades of the 20th century, professional boxing was still banned in New York. But in 1920, the passage of the Walker Act lifted the ban. And on that December evening, Madison Square Garden hosted the heavyweight championship between Jack Dempsey and Billy Brennan. Boxing was about to enter its golden era, and Dempsey's second title defense was expected to be an easy one, in a prime venue in front of 15,000 fans. Brennan had never been regarded as more than a second-rate fighter. He had 2 decisions over Billy Miskey and a draw with Battling Levinsky, both of whom Dempsey had knocked out. The good-natured Irish lad from Chicago, however, was quite confident coming into the Dempsey fight. Dempsey's people, meanwhile, were expecting no more than 6 rounds. That's all it had taken in 1918 when Dempsey dropped Brennan 5 times on the way to a victory. So let's go to Madison Square Garden, December 14th, 1920, for Jack Dempsey versus Bill Brennan, as New York City welcomes pro boxing back into its sporting scene.
We're in round 1. Dempsey in the white trunks. Dempsey weighs 188.5 tonight. Brennan 197. Dempsey's the sensation of the fight world. Many experts say he's the greatest heavyweight champion of all time. He won the title a year before when he knocked out the giant Jess Willard. He slaughtered Willard inside of 3 rounds, even though Jess was 58 pounds heavier. This is Dempsey's second defense of his title. 3 months before, he knocked out Billy Miskey in 3 rounds. The end of round 1. In round 2, Brennan scores with several hard rights to the body. Now round 3 of this 15-round heavyweight title bout between champion Jack Dempsey and Bill Brennan. Dempsey in the white trunks. This is Dempsey's first appearance before a New York crowd. 17,000 fans have jammed the Garden right to the rafters to see him in action. Dempsey's only 25 years old. but he's been fighting professionally for 6 years. Used to fight under the name of Kid Blackie. He's won 54 fights, 44 by knockout. They now call him the Manasseh Mauler. The end of round 3. Now round 4. Brennan's much faster, much better than anyone thought he'd be. Everyone expects Dempsey to win by a knockout within 5 rounds. The end of round 4.
Bill Brennan surprisingly withstands Dempsey's assault when Big Fights Boxing Hour continues.
By General Motors.
We now return to Big Fights Boxing Hour on ESPN Classic.
Now round 10. The big crowd is showing its disappointment in Dempsey. They'd heard and read so much about his great knockout record, but he hasn't shown any killing punch so far tonight. It took the Manasseh Mauler only 3 rounds to dispose of Billy Miskey, who was rated much higher than Brennan. Brennan is hurt. Dempsey caught him with a hard right cross. Brennan's corner yelling to him to cover up and hold. There's the bell. In the 11th round, Brennan makes another great stand, but takes a bad beating and is almost out on his feet. Now round 12 of this 15-round battle for the world's heavyweight title between champion Jack Dempsey and Bill Brennan of Chicago. Dempsey in the white trunks. Brennan's lasted longer against Dempsey than any man he's ever fought. Brennan's down. A left hook to the jaw, followed by 2 rights to the body. A terrific power combination. Brennan's dead game, but he can't make it. It's a knockout. The crowd is cheering for Brennan for his great showing. He made the champion really work tonight. Jack Dempsey retains his world's heavyweight crown.
Bill Brennan did very well, considering he was a surefire loser going into the Dempsey fight. Brennan dazed the champion in the early rounds and had him bleeding from his right ear and mouth after 11 tough rounds. For his efforts, Brennan took home $35,000 of the purse. Dempsey left with $100,000. Now, had Brennan taken advantage of the stunned Dempsey back in round 2, the Garden crowd probably would have seen the upset of the young century. In his first fight with Dempsey, 2 years earlier, Brennan had said that he fractured a bone in his ankle, and that's why he went down in 6. No bones about it this time. Brennan's ankles were fine, and he put in a great effort against the champion. Coming up next on Big Fights Boxing Hour, the great Benny Leonard takes on Lou Tendler.